This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, agenda is having a big picture of DevOps, roles and responsibilities of a DevOps engineer, and DevOps delivery pipeline, and DevOps tools and skills, right? We'll be talking about all of these things today. We'll have a big picture, okay, of what is what. So let's get started. So first, let's talk about what is DevOps. Right, it's a combination of two terms, right, called dev and ops. But what is it exactly, right? So some of you might be aware of what is DevOps. Some of you might be working in DevOps projects. Some of you might be completely new. So for any topic, I'll be taking it from the basics till the end. Okay, there is nothing like this, the basic topic or this an advanced. No, I'll cover everything. So even what is DevOps also, let's assume we are new and let's learn from the beginning. Okay, so let me share my screen. Let's try to understand what is DevOps thoroughly so that we can have, like, when we are implementing it, actually, we should have a solid foundation. So I think you all can see the black screen. Yes. So let's talk about what is DevOps. Like everyone knows, right? It's a combination of two terms, dev and ops. But what is this exactly? See, to understand this, let us talk about an application, right? If you take up any application, let's talk about a software development of an application. You may take any application which you use in your daily life. Let's say a Facebook application or else an Amazon application, a shopping application, whatever it is. If you take up any application, there are many teams involved in developing that application, right? We are using some application in so many teams, so many people have worked on it. Let's talk about the major teams like dev team, testing team, like QA team and ops team, right? Let's say these three teams are in. Everyone know what is a DevOps team, what is a testing team and ops team, but yeah, still let's talk about it. So yes, dev team means developers are involved. They write the code, they work for designing the application, they work for implementing it, they work with the getting the feedback, right? They get the feedback, again redesign, code it as per the requirement of the client and all, right? So this is what dev team will do. And once developer write the code, testers will test the code, test the application, correct? This is a high level, right? I'm talking about high level picture. Yes, testers will test the code. And who are these ops teams? Admins, network technicians, DBA. Let's say these are all the ops teams, and they will be working on configuring the servers, configuring services on those servers, right? They'll be working on access, providing access, logins, networks. All of this will be taken care by ops team. Means in short, we can say infrastructure management will be taken care by ops teams. And yeah, these are all three different teams who work for the same application, who work with the same IT task. Right, let's say developers need some code. Okay, developers need some infrastructure to write the code. Let's say they have to write some code, they need some Linux system or else they need some Windows operating system. If they need any infrastructure, similarly, testers may need some infrastructure to execute the test cases and all. So if they have any need for infra, they are not supposed to launch it or provision it by themselves. Ops teams will do that. So they have to request the ops team. And ops team have to serve the request by providing the required infrastructure, right? Let's say, okay, dev and QA team needs some infrastructure. They have requested the ops team. Ops team, before they provide the infrastructure, it might be this request may be changed to the existing infrastructure, or else it might be launching a new infrastructure, whatever it is. So ops team, before they serve the request, they have to do lot of checks, isn't it? See, if they are making some change, means this change should not bring any hiccups in the existing infrastructure, isn't it? Means this should not broke some networks should not be disconnected, any servers should not be going down, or they should not be crashed, right? All the services should be up and running. It should not interrupt any services. So they'll do a lot of checks before they serve this request, right? Means ops team will be always looking for stability in the infrastructure. They want to have the infrastructure stable always. See, I'm talking about traditional approach, how it's happening in the traditional way. Okay, then you will see the difference how DevOps is implemented. So ops team have to do all these checks. So when they are doing all these checks, definitely it takes some time. Developer team, dev team, or QA team are still waiting for the changes they need, right? They have to still wait. But dev team or QA team doesn't know why ops team is taking so much time. Similarly, ops team don't know why they are requesting this. They are not sure why they were requesting these changes always, right? They don't know each other requirements, because see, these three are like completely different teams. Their skills are different, their core competencies are different, their areas of expertise are different, right? They don't know each other, they don't know challenges, requirements of other teams. There is no proper communication, there is no proper understanding between the teams. Not only ops teams, even dev and QA team doesn't have proper understanding, right? So there arises some gap between the teams. There is no proper collaboration between the teams. So this is a big challenge we have in the traditional approach without DevOps, because each team is working individually, right? So ops team doesn't know anything about dev team, how they work, why do they need these changes and all. But dev team always needs some changes, agility in their infrastructure. Ops teams will be looking for stability, right? So there arises some gap between the teams. So first challenge is how to overcome this gap. Okay, that's the first point. So how to overcome this gap, right? That's the first thing. Not only this, there are many other challenges. Let's talk about the next part. See how it works in traditional approach. Developers write the code. Okay, then testers will test the code. Once testers tested the code, let's say if there are any bugs, you know, right? What happens if there are any bugs? That will be again reported to dev team. Dev team will fix the bugs. Again, testers will test it. This process keep on continuing till the application is defect free, bug free. Okay, let's suppose application is bug free, application is perfect now. So they want to release it. Release means provide the application to end users, right? So how do end users receive the application? How is this application released? So once dev team tested it, developed it, testers have tested it, how to release it? So in the traditional approach, they would have handed over this application to ops teams, operations team, infrastructure team, right? So this ops team have to release the application and make it available for end users. How ops teams does this? They have to configure the servers, like deployment servers. They have to start or create the deployment servers. They have to start some services on those servers, whichever required for this application, right? They have to see right versions of the application were installed, right versions of packages were installed. Let's say this application is some Java application. So right version of Java, right version of supported environments should be available, right? So they have to see that there is no downtime for the application, right? Also they should see that it is highly available and there is no breakdown in the application, right? They have to take care of all these steps, correct? Ops team have to take care of all these steps. So when ops teams are doing this, definitely this is going to take a lot of time. Many people should be involved in it, lot of effort. Again, there might be a lot of mistakes because everything is manual here. Also, what this dev and testing team will do, they will hand over this application to DevOps team along with some instruction document, because it is their application. They know which versions of Java, which versions or what services should be available. So they'll provide those instructions to ops teams. But still, those instructions may not be clear for ops team, or else some instructions may not be working, right? So there'll be lot many challenges and it takes lot of time, and finally it is going to be a lot of delay in the application reaching the end users. Means deployment process is completely slowed. Deployment process is completely slowed in this way, right? That's why, see, application is developed, but for deployment it may take 6 months or 1 year, right? There's a huge delay here. This is the traditional approach. So now, yeah, how to overcome this delay, how to make this process, how to increase the velocity of deployments, right? How to have faster deployments, isn't it? That's one more challenge. So how is this possible? See, this is a challenge for two reasons. One reason is they don't have proper collaboration. They don't understand the terminology of dev team, test team. They don't understand their instructions. Similarly, dev team doesn't know how to provide proper instructions to ops team. So there is a gap between the teams, and also the process was very slow. Correct? So how to overcome, like how to make this process faster? That's where again DevOps comes in to overcome all these challenges. Also, how to automate this, how to automate the deployment completely, right? So these are all the challenges to eliminate the gap, to make the deployments faster, to automate the complete process. And also there is one more challenge many of you might be aware of. Let me talk about that challenge also. Before looking into how to overcome all these problems, let's talk about the other challenges also. This is all with the traditional methodologies like waterfall, agile. These are all the challenges we have. Okay, the process cannot be faster. It was very slow, right? It's not automated. Whole process is manual. So how to automate it? Correct. And also, let's talk about software development lifecycle, SDLC. What is SDLC? See, it's nothing but the different phases involved in development, right? Many of you might be aware of it. If you are new also, no problem. It's nothing but sequence of activities involved in development. Like if you talk about software development, there'll be first requirement gathering. Requirements will be collected. Then requirement analysis. Analysis will be done. Then design the application, right? And then coding, testing, right? And then delivery, right? These are the different phases involved in development of an application. And each phase goes one after the other. Yes, I'm talking about waterfall methodology, which served the industry for decades. A typical methodology. Okay, so if you're completely new, if you're from science environment, you don't worry about all of this. Just understand this is how the application used to be developed long back, right? This is the old methodology, and it has got lot many challenges. Teams faced many challenges. Am I correct? What are the challenges dev team faced, and what are the challenges QA team faced? Sorry, what are the challenges ops team faced? See, I'm including QA also here. So can anyone help me with the challenges? What are the challenges this waterfall methodology has posed? See, this methodology was very slow, isn't it? Like it goes one after the other. It's very slow. Let's suppose coding is done. It's not immediately going for testing or deployment. It takes some time, right? Meanwhile, developers will be working on new code. Then tester tests the old code and comes up with the bugs in the old code. Test developers will have a lot of pressure to work on the old code to fix the bugs and then work on the new code. Correct? And also this methodology is not flexible. Means let's say they were in coding phase. Then client comes up with new requirements. This methodology cannot accept because there is no way to go back in this methodology. There is no going back. No, it's a waterfall. It just goes in one direction only, right? So it's not flexible to take up new requirements. Let's say requirements are given on 2023. Product will be delivered on 2025. In these 2 years, no modifications will be accepted, no requirements will be added. If that is the case, it doesn't work nowadays, right? Almost all the clients come up with new requirements, new modifications. So it doesn't work now. It's a customer facing world today. Business changes rapidly. It doesn't work. It's not flexible. Am I correct? Also, complete software will be delivered all at once after 2 years when requirements were totally changed. It doesn't work in reality, right? Similarly, ops teams also face challenges. Like because it's a slow, they have to maintain servers for longer duration. Maintaining servers running for longer duration is again a challenge manually without using any tools, right? They have to maintain servers for longer duration running, right? There is no proper configuration management, means there is no proper control over the infrastructure management was very difficult. Monitoring, maintaining the infrastructure was also a challenge. Monitoring huge infrastructure is again a challenge because they are not using any tool. Let's say there were 1,000 servers. Monitoring them is again a challenge, right? These were all the challenges posed by waterfall methodology. How to overcome these challenges? Anyone? Yes, I believe some of you might be into it. You might have worked as developer or tester and have faced these challenges in your work environments. So anyone, any idea?
No, ma'am.
So to overcome these challenges, there came another methodology called Agile. Yes, Kushwant, Agile methodology came into picture, right? So Agile methodology was successful to certain extent. Means yes, it can overcome all the challenges faced by dev team and QA team. Yes, it can overcome these challenges. But challenges of ops team was still there with Agile methodology, right? So how to overcome this? We need a methodology which can overcome challenges faced by both dev team and ops team, right? So that's the next challenge, like how to overcome challenges posed by traditional methodologies, right? So how to overcome these challenges posed by traditional methodologies, right? This is another point. So before we talk about DevOps, let me tell you, yes, like I said, Agile came in, but Agile was successful only to certain extent, but not this. But yes, it was successful to certain extent. So let me give a brief about it. See, it's not that you should learn. My idea is not to teach you waterfall methodology or Agile methodology. Just some big picture of what is happening, why DevOps evolved, right? So yes, Agile was successful because in Agile there were releases like every fortnight, every 15 days there's a release. So faster releases, like every week, every alternative week there'll be release. Complete software is not delivered at once. Okay, code is developed in bits and pieces or chunks. Okay, so it will be immediately going for testing. So testing process also became faster. Means, see, actually Agile implemented a concept called continuous development, continuous integration, and continuous testing. We are going to have a separate chapter on this in detail in the course, but I'll give you an overview here. Okay, like let's suppose week 1, okay, developers started coding. They'll be like I said, they'll be developing in bits and parts. They developed a bit of code A. Immediately next week, testers will be testing this code A. Okay, this bit of code. And developers are not sitting idle. On week 2, they'll be developing another bit of code B. On week 3, again, this B will be tested. And at some point, again, A plus B will be combined and tested. Then only it makes a complete product. Correct? So if you notice a week, if you see week 2, testing is happening, development is happening. Means development and testing are happening parallelly, iteratively. It's not one after the other. In waterfall methodology, they write the code. After complete code, they come to test. Right? They go for testing. Means only one after the other. But here, development testing is happening parallelly, iteratively. That is what is called as continuous development, continuous testing, continuous integration. Because of this approach, they could overcome challenges posed by waterfall methodology for developers. Okay, this is just a brief understanding. Got it, everyone? Any questions till this part from anyone? Are you all following? Am I clear?
Yes. Clear.
Am I clear? You can
Yes.
respond to the chat window
Yes. Yes.
also. You can message me or you can unmute and speak out. Thanks for confirming. Right. So that's what Agile does. Like what is continuous development, how to implement CI/CD, all of this we'll discuss. Okay. So just this is an idea, but it could not overcome challenges faced by ops teams. So means we need a good methodology which can overcome all these challenges, right? That's where DevOps came in. So why DevOps came in? DevOps came in for many reasons. One is to eliminate the gap between the teams so that teams can work with proper collaboration, with proper understanding. Deployments should be faster. They should be able to automate the whole process. It should eliminate the traditional the challenges posed by traditional methodologies. That's what DevOps does. Now you may be having a question, okay, you said DevOps overcome all of this, but how, isn't it? So let's talk about it. So like I said, in the traditional methodology, dev team, QA team, ops team were working as a separate, working in silos, in separation as a separate team. But now these three teams are working with a more collaboration, with a proper understanding. Means, let me tell you. See, in the traditional approach, developers are writing the code. In DevOps also same, developers write the code, testers test it, and once they are releasing, earlier they were handing over the application to ops team, but now they'll hand over the application to DevOps team. But what is the difference? Difference is that ops team doesn't have the knowledge of automating the process. They need to know the dependencies, everything from dev team. But now DevOps team is evolved in such a way that they know the complete automation process, how to deploy this application, because they were deploying as containers. Means the process changed basically. Earlier they were deploying on some the application was deployed on some physical servers or virtual machines directly. But now applications were being deployed as containers. Means, yes, the process of development, means the process how they were handing over the application to dev team, DevOps team also changed. Earlier they used, let's talk about a simple Java application. They were handing over the var file. But now they were not handing over the var file, they were handing over the application as a container. So deploying the container can be automated without understanding the underlying infrastructure or dependencies for the app. Am I clear? Let me put it again. See, in the traditional approach, developers write the code, testers test it, and they were handing over to ops team in the form of directly they'll give the var file. So to deploy this var file, ops team should know, they should have Java installed, which version of Java, all of this ops team should know. But now dev team is writing the code and packing their application as a container. Okay, so when they create this container and provide it to DevOps team, they don't need to understand which version of Java should be there and all. Am I making sense? So whether it is Java application, am I clear here? So they don't need to understand whether it is a Java application or Python application, which version of Java should be there, which version of Python should be there. No, they don't need to understand, because even how developers are handing over the application, how testers are handing over the test case, even that got changed. So DevOps team could automate the whole process. So why should a developer learn this? Let's say I'm a developer, I still want to remain as a developer. I don't want to become a DevOps person, but still you should learn DevOps, because this is the reason. The way how you pack your application also got changed nowadays. Let's take my project. Okay, in our company, we are working as a DevOps team. Okay, I'm working in a DevOps team. There is a separate dev team. There is a separate QA team. And developers will provide me the containers. They'll provide me the Docker files. Means developers should also know this Docker containers and all. Am I correct? Got it, everyone? So as the process of deployment changed, the process is becoming automated. Everyone is involved here. So dev team come to DevOps team if they need any help. Let's say they could not spin up the container. The containers were stuck up. They'll come for us for access, or else on which platform they want to run. For discussion, they'll come us. So dev team and DevOps team is working with a proper collaboration. Teams were working with a proper collaboration. More understanding was there. Okay, we'll help dev team to spin up their containers if they were stuck up. So dev teams also should have knowledge on how containers work. So here everyone is involved. So everyone, whether you are a developer, you don't want to become a DevOps person, but still you have to learn it. Am I making sense for each and every one of you? When I ask for a question, I'm expecting answer from everyone. I'm expecting each and everyone should return gaining some knowledge after the session. That's what is my agenda. When I'm teaching something, everyone should gain some knowledge, right? So even, yeah, testers should know it, because even they were testing it on the containerized environments. They should know how containers are prepared, how after this, where they are going to deploy on Kubernetes, how Kubernetes works. They should have some idea. Like I said, if it is a small company, the same developer may be working as a DevOps person. If it is a small project, right? There will be no separate DevOps team in a small project or small company, right? So everyone should know it. Or else if it's a huge project, there might be a separate DevOps team. Developers write the code, still they have to create this container and share it with us. Right? This is not only for developers, QA team, DBA should learn it, database persons should learn it, because even database can be containerized and deployed automatically, right? And applications may be connecting to the database at the back end. So applications were containerized. Even database could be containerized, or they could be deployed on some Kubernetes cluster. So everyone should know this methodology, right? Everyone should have a good understanding on the methodology. All right. So yeah, it overcomes the gap now, right? It is faster, because earlier ops team was struggling for what versions of software should be there, and the deployment process was very slow. But now deployment process was picked up. It has increased the velocity of deployments. That's what companies need, isn't it? Companies, they want to deploy, they want to bring the new features quickly to end users, right? You might have seen Amazon.com or Facebook, or else there were so many websites we use in our daily life, right? We will see a new application suddenly, right? We'll see a new feature, not new application, a new feature, right? The next day. How is it happening? Yes, through DevOps, there were many applications which uses DevOps. Almost all the gigantic companies like Google, Facebook, Netflix are already using it. And almost every company, every project is trying to implement it because of all these advantages. It was faster, right? Also, the whole process can be automated. How to automate it? By use of the tools. So we'll be learning a lot of tools here. It's not that DevOps is just a bunch of tools. You should learn where to use a tool, when to use a tool. It's not that just blindly put all the tools in your project. No, right? You should know the reason, you should know the appropriateness, whether to use a tool or not, right? So when you are choosing a tool, it should be easy to use, it should be flexible enough, it should be integrated in your project, right? So it eliminates all the traditional drawbacks. Okay, there's a question from Umesh. As a developer, how would I know where is my code is under testing or deployed extra? So this is required. Umesh, in the CI/CD pipeline, once you look into the CI/CD pipeline, it will be very clear for you, like where is the code, whether it is in the deployed environment, whether it is in staging or not. You will get a clarity on it. It's now completely automated, so we should know. Definitely, Umesh, all of that you'll be getting clarity once we get started working with the CI/CD pipelines. DevOps is used everywhere, says Kumar. Kumar, yes, nowadays all the companies, all the projects were implementing it because of these things. It was automated, it could be automated, and it is available. There is no downtime for the applications when you deploy onto Kubernetes and all. It's 24/7 available. Okay, and also initially to design this CI/CD pipeline, there might be 5 or 6 people involved. For example, once this is designed, then it is automatic, no manual intervention. So later on, it also reduces the manpower faster. It just costs very low. That's what companies need, right? What else they need? So definitely everyone is going for it. So in the coming future, whoever strongest in these automation will survive in the market. That is true. And there is one more question. Okay, let me take up this question. Can you please explain if dev team not using container to pack the application, are we still need to learn the traditional method? See, they were not containerizing, means they were still using traditional methodology, isn't it? So if they want to implement DevOps, yes, they have to containerize their application. Gap between the teams. See, here teams are working together. Dev team were also containerizing the application, how it's going for deployment, right? So it eliminates the gap between the teams. Teams were interacting, they were working closely with one another. Now dev team know how DevOps team is deploying, right, in the containerized environment. So each team understand other requirements, other challenges properly here. Like I said, in some projects, even dev team can take it for deployment without a separate DevOps team also, means provided they have knowledge of all these DevOps tools and strategies, if it's a small project or a small company. Clear till this part, everyone? Am I clear? So what is DevOps? How can we define DevOps? DevOps is nothing but continuous development, continuous integration, continuous development, continuous testing, continuous integration, along with the continuous deployment and continuous monitoring. That's what is DevOps. Continuous deployment means whenever any new feature is ready, it would be deployed. Of course, first to lower level environments. First, it will be deployed to staging, pre-prod, then to prod, right? And also monitored. So this is what is DevOps. The term continuous is important because everything is happening parallelly, iteratively. If you want me to differentiate with respect to other methodologies, let me tell you, let's take a waterfall methodology. In waterfall methodology, it's like development. After development only testing begins. After testing completely, then it would be deployed, then monitored, one after the other, right? So if you talk about Agile, yes, you have continuous development testing happening parallelly here, integration, but then deployment was manual, right? And then monitored. This is where Agile was missing. Then came DevOps. With DevOps, you have continuous development, continuous testing, integration, continuous deployment. Any new feature developed will be deployed to lower level to higher level environments, then monitoring. Facebook is a best example which implements this DevOps, continuous deployment, right? You can see a lot of features which which are deployed through this methodology, Facebook, and many other applications are there. Got an overview, got an idea. So what is the role of a DevOps person? What is his responsibility? A DevOps person should be working on, this is nothing but the pipeline, should be working at any stages here. Any stages, it doesn't mean continuous development means DevOps person will write the code. Okay, no. Dev team will write the code. Once they write the code, how to pull it, how to run the test cases automatically. That's what they do. Am I making sense? Right? Once developer write the code, pull the code and run the test cases. Of course, DevOps team again will not write the code. Okay, testing team will write the code. How to run those test cases automatically in the pipeline, then integrate into the existing functionality, deploy it, monitor it. This is what DevOps team does. Got it, everyone? Understood? Any more questions? Any basic knowledge need for learn DevOps, non-IT can learn. Anyone can learn, Kumar. Like I said, we'll be teaching from the basics. Now you are understanding the session today, right? Same is the case for the rest of the sessions also. Okay, like Linux, we'll be learning Linux for 2 sessions, whatever basics we need, right? So everything will be learned. No, DevOps team will not write test cases, Siddhartha. There is separate testing team. You have to just know how to run those test cases automatically. That much we will learn, but we will not write the test cases. We will not write the code. There are separate teams for it. Okay. So yeah, this is what is DevOps does. But so whoever know this process, whoever learn this process can work as a DevOps person irrespective of your background, right? Yes, we will definitely see examples. We will do this. We'll practically implement this continuous development testing, CI/CD, and monitoring. We will implement this on multiple projects. That's what I said in the beginning. Okay, this pipeline will take a couple of months to build. We'll do that. Okay, there is a question, another question. One CI/CD pipeline created by dev teams, once then that what is the work for DevOps team after that? There'll be a lot of issues coming up. Okay, the pipeline may be broken. Sometimes there might be issues with the Docker containers. There might be issues with the clusters. All this pipeline should be managed and maintained right. But definitely less number of people are required. It's a initially designing, like I already said, 5 or 6 people are involved. Later on, once it is created, you may just need 2 or 3 to support it. That's what, whoever know these tools, whoever know this process of automation will survive in the market because it cut down the manpower. Right? So that's what companies looking for. They want to automate it. Tools are coming, robots are coming, so they want to cut down on manpower to save a lot of cost. So coming back, This is what we were talking about. We already discussed these things, drawbacks of waterfall. This is like a notes for you. I'll share it with you. You can go through. See, please leave your email IDs in the chat window. Session is not yet done, but just reminding you, once you share me your email IDs, I'll share you all the material, the everything with you. Okay. So why DevOps came in? What is DevOps? You can go through. Whoever are interested to proceed, please leave your email IDs. So this is what the difference between waterfall, agile, and DevOps. Okay, and then roles of responsibilities, like we discussed, you have to be working on that CI/CD pipeline. Means it's not just pipeline. You may have to create your clusters. You may have to create the infrastructure using Terraform code. A lot of things we'll be doing. Okay, all of these things we will learn end to end in each tool. What do you do with Git? What do you do with Terraform? What do you do with Kubernetes? How these are all involved in pipeline. There's a long way to go, and definitely it's interesting irrespective of your background. You might be a science person, you might be a person from other areas. Just this will help you. You can talk, Uma, you can unmute and speak out. If you want to ask any question, you can unmute and speak out for sure. And then skills and tools of a DevOps person, right? And yeah, see here are the list of tools we'll be learning. I'll give you an overview. So we'll be learning a version control tool called Git. See where this tool is used, why do you need it, we'll discuss once we begin with each tool. Okay, here I'm just giving you a list. So build automation tools like Maven, continuous integration tool Jenkins, containerization tool Docker. Of course, Docker means Docker Swarm, Docker Compose. Okay, a lot of things we'll learn here. This is just a brief outlook. So infrastructure as a code tools, we'll be learning Ansible and Terraform. See, Terraform is having huge demand in the market. Terraform and Kubernetes. If you are well versed, if you are strong in Kubernetes and Terraform, yes, there is no stop for you. Okay. Sound issues, you mean audio issues, Kumar? I'm sorry about it. We'll check it back. Am I audible now? Can you all hear me? Yes, once you take up this course, okay, once you do all the assignments, whichever I have given, and once you follow everything in this course, definitely you can gain an experience of 3 to 4 year experience as DevOps person and more as well, depending on your practice. See, your dedication is very important here. Your dedication, your effort, and time. These are the things we need here. You need to spend, you need to do hands-on every day. Without hands-on, it doesn't work. Particularly DevOps, definitely hands-on is a must. That's what is lacking when you just learn and jump into the project. That's where you struggle. But this course will help you with a complete hands-on. So you need to put your time, effort, and dedication. So
Hi, Preeti.
Kubernetes, yes, hi.
Swati this side. So basically, I just wanted to understand if you do not have any prior experience into DevOps, because I'm currently working as a system administrator into a service desk role, and I am very much interested to move into DevOps. So when it comes to the interview, how how will I, gap that thing? Like definitely the interviewer is going to ask you what is your prior experience into DevOps, right? So how to
Definitely
gap
we'll
that
ask that. Yes, how you have implemented Jenkins in your project, or else how you
Hmm.
have built CI/CD pipeline. In CI/CD pipeline, how have you added a stage for building a Docker image? Definitely, these are all the things we are going to do in our course. Okay, like I said, on 2 applications we are going to do it, 2 projects. So 2 projects, when you do all of this, yes, in the CI/CD Jenkins, we are going to build Docker image. So once you know
Hmm.
this you are doing it on 2 applications, you can answer that question. This is how I'm adding it.
Got it. Okay.
Right? We are
So
going to
basically, you
implement.
mean that we are definitely then we are going to say the interviewer that yes, we have already worked on that particular thing, right?
Correct.
Rather, we are
We
not
are
going to say
working
that
on.
I am completely a fresher.
No, you will be saying that you have worked on it. Here we are doing it on 2 projects. Okay, and in
Hmm.
your like in your resume, you might be working on some other project, right? Whatever task you have done manually, will include the tools there. Like let's say
Okay.
you have spinned up your EC2 instance as a system admin. There you will showcase as you have got a DevOps experience where you have spinned up instances using Terraform. How to do that we will learn here, and you will implement that in your project. How to do that will help on personal note also. If you approach me, this is how my resume is. If you come to us, that's what I said in the resume preparation and explaining your resume so that you can explain it in your project. I mean, explain
Okay.
it to the interviewer.
Got it. Thank you, Preeti.
Right? So yeah, every
But
scenario will do. Let's say we are having a real scenarios like using Terraform will spin up EKS cluster. Definitely that is very much needed. So in the project also, like in the interview, what have you done with Terraform? Yes, you can tell the same. This is how I have done. So what are the challenges you have faced? Yes, when you are doing
Preeti,
hands-on, definitely.
hello.
Yes.
Yeah, Preeti. I think still, I think the interviewer they can guess like whether you are working. Even you can say even without working, you will show this. I am working, but the interviewer they can judge like whether you are working
See,
or
when
not.
you are
Like,
implementing the complete project, like let's say you are working on some project, okay, where there you might have not used any tools. We are not just saying that I have worked, I have done Terraform with EKS. No, we are implementing. You will be explaining it with respect to your project. Like I said, you worked on ABC project. The client is, let's say, banking application. You have used or you have configured some servers there manually. Now, the same scenario you will explain you have done with Terraform, because those scenarios we are doing it here on a different tab. So whatever projects you have used there, you are explaining the same, right? You are not just saying I have done. Where you have done in your project, in ABC project for so and so banking client, I have spinned up the instances with Terraform this way. Right. Also, when you're doing hands-on, you face a lot of challenges. You can explain the same. The same environment, see, environment may be huge there. That is the only difference in real time and with our lab. But the concept is same. Whatever Terraform challenges you face here, generally with Terraform you face challenge with a state file. The same challenge you will face in the real project also. Even like I said, not only this, we are also providing interview questions with audio interviews so that you can hear, you can listen the questions, how the questions are, how you can answer. Right. And also from my experience, as I sit in the interview panel, I'll be explaining how the questions could be, how you should answer. When we're teaching each topic, when we are discussing, we'll also discuss how the questions could be in this particular topic. Right.
okay.
And yeah, for this, once again, yeah, how interviews will find out with your confidence. You should show confidence. You should do thorough practice. It's not that I have taught you Terraform with the spin up EKS cluster, you just learn it. You have to do hands-on from your end. You see the challenges, you experience a lot of things when you do hands-on. So hands-on from your end, rigorous hands-on is a must.
Hello.
Right. And also another important thing is interviewers definitely can find out, but still if they know that, okay, you have done something with this, you have the knowledge as such, you are discussing the challenges, you are discussing it all depends on how you explain, how you showcase yourself. So they want people
Correct.
who can work, who
Yeah,
who can work. So yeah,
agree.
Hello.
there are many
Hello,
people
Prithvi.
who got there are many
Hello.
people who got multiple offers with this course. A lot of students who have switched to DevOps with this course who have got multiple offers. So definitely this will help you. Yes, please, some of you saying.
Yeah, Prithvi ma'am, I got passed out in 2015. Hello. Yeah,
Yes,
after that, I
please
don't
tell
have
me.
any job, ma'am. Actually, I have business, my own business, and basically now 2023.
Okay.
Yeah. Then, ma'am, is there any experience? Those
Experience
I want. Yeah.
you have to
Hello.
showcase that you have worked for so and so, or else you have worked, you have learned these things. You have to add them in your resume. For experience
Yeah.
kind of and all, you can contact our team. They may help you with those things. Okay, you
Yeah.
can
That's why
reach
I'm.
us on the number. You can call and talk personally with the team.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Okay, and there's a question from Prabhu. Will this course cover advanced topics in AWS like all the services? See, whatever services we will be using mostly with the DevOps, those services will be covered, Prabhu. It's not an AWS course, but it's an DevOps on AWS. So how do you implement DevOps on AWS platform? What are all the services required? Majority of them will be learning. Okay. So how do we implement this with AWS? All of this will be learning. And Prometheus, Grafana, yes, these are very much user tools in the market nowadays. So these are the brief list of things we'll be covering. And yes, this is the CI/CD pipeline I'm talking about from the beginning. Let me give an overview of it again. See here initially
Just a
developer.
minute. This
Please
is
tell me.
Vijay here. Actually,
Yes,
I
please.
have a question over here. I'm into DevOps for almost 11 years. Uh,
Into DevOps.
wha- Yeah, into DevOps for almost 11 years. My overall experience is 16 plus actually. I
Okay.
have one question where I'm facing nowadays in the interviews is what is the replacement for Jenkins? Because I'm getting some lot of financial sector kind of based clients where they do not want to use any open source or free tools like Jenkins. Okay. So if they are not using cloud, what is the best recommendation if I'm not using Jenkins?
There were so many alternative tools for Jenkins. Like GitLab CI was there. There were so many tools like udeploy was there. There were so many tools replacement for Jenkins.
No, I know GitLab. Okay, again, GitLab provides the pipeline only in the enterprise edition, I think. So again, that is one more thing. What is the is Travis CI? Is that still available? I was just doing a research. If you have any idea on the Travis CI.
Yes, Travis CI also works like a Jenkins. Yes, you have Travis CI, which is a continuous integration tool. You have Circle CI, you have Bamboo, Go continuous delivery. You have lot many tools replacement for Jenkins. I mean alternatives for Jenkins. But which
Okay,
tool
got
to
it.
use
Thank you.
again depends on so many factors. The platform you are using, the
Yes, yes.
application, the plugins you need, the support this integration tool provides you. These are all the factors to consider.
Yeah, this is the thing because Jenkins provides a lot of plugins. I can get any plugins
Yes,
support from Jenkins because it is
correct,
being used in various applications. When I say they hold up almost
right.
80% of the market. But when we are
That's why
going out of
Jenkins
this,
is used very widely. But yeah, there were also so many other tools coming up. Even they provide options. Only thing is you have to check on each tool, like which tool can provide you the supported plugins you need as per your requirement.
okay, actually, what is the problem I'm facing is I'm actually not a developer and I'm completely into the infra of DevOps. Whenever we look for an alternative tools like CI and I am not getting the proper plugin, uh, we are forced to create our plugins on the own kind of APIs which we create. So that is where I'm going back to development teams. So that is
Yeah,
some of the hiccups I'm facing now. So that's why I asked you whether you know any of the tools in the market.
there were so many tools. Like I said, it depends on your requirement. If you don't have supported plugins, yeah, that's the thing. We have to develop our own plugins. So, may I know which plugin you are looking for or which support, which integration you are looking for?
Actually, what I need is I need a plugin which can connect to SonarQube and publish the results automatically. Automatically.
Okay, Jenkins does that. Then have you
Yeah,
tested a
apart
C
from
Circle
Jenkins.
CI?
No, I haven't because Circle CI I haven't used, but Travis CI I checked. It was not that much good. Let me
You
try
can
out
also check
Circle
on
CI.
Circle CI and Bamboo as well, right? Definitely SonarQube is most widely used tool. So definitely there should be a tool which supports with the plugins. So have a look
Sure.
at it.
Let me check Circle CI and Bamboo. I think, but again,
Yeah.
Bamboo is kind of a Jenkins, right? Again, Bamboo.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. But still, you can check on the plugins available and yeah, if it works for you.
Okay, thanks, Preeti. Thank you.
Right. So coming back to CI/CD, like this is the CI/CD pipeline, okay, which I'm talking about from the desk of a developer till it reaches to production, right? The whole process automated and which involves all the tool integration. Okay, let me give an overview here. So see, this is a team of developers who are writing the code. Once they write the code, they place the code in Git or GitHub, like with a version control tool. Why they should place the code? What is version control tool? We will discuss on each chapter. So just understand, yes, that code is pushed here. Then Jenkins will pull the code, implement continuous builds using Maven. And once it is done, test case are executed. Test case may be written in Selenium or UFT or JUnit, whatever it is. Testers will write those test cases. They will be executed here, then deployed using Docker, Kubernetes. Infrastructure is provisioned with Ansible, Terraform, and then monitored with Prometheus or Grafana. And then feedback could be sent to the respective teams. Right? This is the simple, brief overview, a very brief outlook of the pipeline. This pipeline will be creating from the scratch. Means we already have some code available on GitHub. We'll take the code and build this entire pipeline on 2 applications. Not only that, the same pipeline can be implemented using some AWS services. See, it's not about cloud. Once you know the DevOps methodology and strategy, it can be implemented on any cloud platform, irrespective whether it is a AWS or Azure. If you know it on one cloud, you can do it on any other cloud because the services would be also similar. Let's suppose you have EKS service for Kubernetes in AWS. In Azure, you have AKS service, like a similar services will be there. The concepts would be similar. So if you know implementing it, the whole DevOps strategy in one environment, you can implement it on any cloud or any environment. Hope that answers your question, Umesh. Yes, you can do it on Azure if you know doing it on AWS. Even that's what companies are looking for. They are not looking for you should know AWS, you should know Azure. No. If you know idea on how to do it on one cloud, other cloud, you can do it because there were so many clouds and new clouds are evolving day by day. We don't know, we never know which is permanent. Okay. You have CI/CD inbuilt in Azure. In AWS also you have it. Okay, we will see that in AWS so that you will get an idea of how it can be done in Azure. So this is the just an overview I have given. We'll be getting into each topic in detail from tomorrow. From tomorrow, hands-on begins. How to set up the lab, everything will begin from tomorrow, right? So end-to-end CI/CD pipeline design will be covered. Like I already said, real scenarios will be covered with a complete implementation, right? So any more questions you have, any concerns you have, you can let me know. And please drop
Ma'am,
your
we do
emails
a
whoever
real-time
want
project,
to
ma'am.
continue further. Yes, Kumar, please tell me.
Ma'am, we do a real. Yes, ma'am, we do real-time project.
Yes, yes, we do that.
Ma'am, in the resume we can show that we are doing in this project.
Come again, please. Hello, can
In
you repeat
resume
the
we can
question?
say that